Hello, Hannah here. I am so happy to be checking in with you all. Um, I know some of you started this last Sunday or Monday, and I hope that this almost 1 week mark is huge for you and that you're feeling some benefit, feeling a little bit of a difference maybe in your sleep or your energy levels. I know for me, I'm feeling definitely focused and a little bit more energized, which is great. I'm just taking a little extra TLC and self care. So, I hope it's going well for you and that you found a good routine in adding in the supplements and that you feel comfortable in the schedule that you are following. If you feel that you needed a little bit of support or if you want to process through with me on how your journey has been going so far, please reach out. I'm so happy to help. You can give an email to me, a call, or stop by Willow Ridge. I'm usually here Wednesday through Saturday, so feel free to stop by too. Hope it's going well. We had a lot of fun this last week in class, and I'm here to just share the information that we went over and some of the tips that came up. So, this week, we're going to be talking about cleansing environments. So, we are physically cleansing our bodies, but what other environments can we take a look at cleansing as well? I'll attach this document that I'm going to be going along with you today, but I really think that when it comes to cleansing environments, there are many spaces to look into. So, of course, our home environments, our work environments, mental environment, I really think is an important environment to keep intentional and clean. And what I mean by that is taking a look at what is my self talk like. So, especially while doing a cleanse, I think, keeping care of your mental environment is important because you're embarking on a challenge. You're trying something new. It can be difficult. But just remember that you're showing yourself kindness, you're showing yourself grace, and that you are not being your own worst critic. So just keep positive and reach out if you need support. And just know that you can shift things in your mental environment, in your home environment, in your work environment, and think, okay, is this space, am I making it a space that I feel comfortable, that I feel serves my highest good? And if not, take a look at that and see how we can change it. So I think it's really important to evaluate where you're at in your environment so that if anything is feeling negative or feeling toxic, you can go ahead and try to sweep that out of your life. So that could include movies, that could include maybe books, that can include clothing, just your spaces. Just think, is it serving me? Is it creating a distraction for me? Is it creating a negative pressure? So just kind of think through these things. If yes, to the negative, to the pressure, the unnecessary, it's time to go ahead and clear it out. I like to have a routine in keeping my environments flowing with a fresh and positive feel, which I'll go into some tips how I like to do that. But just know that having a clean environment means having a clear, focused mind, a comfortable space. And in this class, I hope that you can learn some ways that you can make some strides into a deeper physical and also emotional cleansing. Like I said before, I think mindset is a really important environment to keep clean. So also it can branch into, I think, your environments of like who you spend your time with. um, how are you setting your boundaries with yourself and with those in your life, the conversations that you are a part of, what you're watching, what are you consuming other than the food that is on your plate. So what are you consuming? Social media, in your inboxes, in your apps. These are all things that you can clean out to create more space for yourself and for things that are positive in your life. So we'll go through a little bit of a condensed version today. I want to make this, enjoyable and easy for you to add into your timeline. I know your time is very valuable, so We'll talk about a few non-toxic swaps here in this video, some environmental toxins that you could watch out for. You'll see through this document you can read through. Some energetic cleansing. So 3 of my favorite ways that I will cleanse my energy and then maybe the energy around in my home, work, in different environments. And then you'll have a journaling activity that you can use on your time, just a reflection on your home environment. So I hope you enjoy that too. So thinking about some things that are in maybe your home environment that you could look at making a swap. So what are some things that you may not think of as holding toxins or things that you might want to detox out of your life? One thing that comes to mind is conventional cleaners. So maybe looking at something a little bit more of a natural alternative, like you could, an idea that came up in the group class is using vinegar and your citrus peels. So I don't know about you guys, but I've been definitely eating a lot of more citrus while doing this cleanse. Lemons, oranges, and maybe using those peels and soaking it for a few days or a week in vinegar. It creates a really great cleanser. So thanks for that tip that came up in class. Or using like essential oils, maybe creating something with a tea tree or using um, baking soda to go ahead and scrub things down, or just look for more natural alternatives when you're shopping too. So you can easily make swaps like that. Another one would be toothpaste. Oftentimes, toothpaste is filled with different toxins. So some brands that I have found to be very clean would be like a Tom's brand, Hello, Dr. Bronner's, highly recommend. And you'll see on this list, there are apps that can help you in non-toxic shopping. So one of them being Healthy Living. It's created by the Environmental Working Group, which we've talked about in past classes. But it features a lot of different products, and you can simply just scan it and it will show you like what is the purpose of each ingredient, maybe another alternative, or if that is a good to go. So that's an app you could use for help when you're looking through changing out your cleansers or changing out toothpaste. If you're thinking of the beauty side that we'll get into, there is another app called Think Dirty that is more about beauty products, body products. And speaking of beauty and body products, one thing that I really look out for is fragrances. So something labeled on the ingredients list as fragrance or as perfume can actually be a cover for many different chemicals in that product. So I try my best to stay away from that. I know it's hard. A lot of products have this added fragrance or added perfume to it. So just take it at your own pace. Don't feel like you need to go in and swipe everything out unless you wanted to and reset. Just start making these swaps as it feels right to you, as it makes sense for you. But instead of something with fragrances, so a good swap for the fragrance and the perfume addition would be essential oils. So if you could find beauty products that are scented with essential oils, that would be my recommendation. And what I try to stick to, not always possible, that's okay. Just being mindful about the things that can hold toxic ingredients, I think is great, that you'll just start to make new decisions. So another product that could have toxins hidden in them would be beauty products like cosmetics. So think of your mascara, think of your eyeliner, lipstick, powders, things that you're putting directly on your skin are getting into your body. So when I look for companies, I look for non-toxic, minimal ingredients. So we carry a few that I trust. Olima Pure, 100% pure, highly recommend. So take a look at your beauty products and see as you start to run out, maybe trying out a new brand or a non-toxic brand. So that would be another one to watch out for. Huge one would be candles. Candles, the big candles, think of like a Yankee candle. That is going to be loaded with the fragrances that we talked about. Um, So that can be disruptive to your hormones. And when you are shopping for candles, it's very easy to find non-toxic swaps in this, I think. There are plenty of candles that are made with soy, made with a cotton wick, and made with essential oils. So that's what I would take a look out for when you're candle shopping. Um, but who doesn't love using candles to, affect your environment when you go to do your routine on a Sunday, starting a candle and enjoying that aromatherapy. So I love candles, but I definitely look for a cleaner choice of soy and essential oils. And then you could also take a look into your kitchen items. So there can be pots and pans that are not so great, which would be like a nonstick Teflon pan. It's not great for cleansing and cleaning your body. I would opt for something like a cast iron. So that's something you could look into is your kitchen that you use. And then another big one would be personal care products. So feminine products. Think about that. Those products like a tampon or a pad having added chlorine or bleached cotton. Think about having that in your body. I would not recommend. So that is something that's super easy to swap out. There are brands at Target that you can just swap out or at City Center Market. So when I'm shopping for something like that, um, well, there's cups that you could use. Otherwise, I look for organic cotton and also chlorine free. So some brands that come to mind would be like Cora, I believe. There is a brand called Honey Pot. So just think about making those easier swaps, especially when it comes to, something that you could just pick something off the shelf that's a little bit easier than, going in your home and swapping out pots and pans that may be something that's 3 or 6 months or 1 year down the road. But yeah, just being aware of the different things that can hold toxins, then you can make some different choices. So on this handout that you'll have here that we just went over this section, you can go on the next couple pages where it says environmental toxins and see some of the names to the things that we're talking about here. So like fluoride, you want to look for a high quality water filter. The ethanol would be in different perfumes or alcoholic beverages. Mercury, you may want to watch out for the different fish that you are consuming. Something like a tuna, you could maybe you consume it in limited quantities, like once a week, or look for low mercury brands of that. Nail polishes could carry some not so great ingredients. So look into the different nail polishes. When it comes to salmon, maybe looking for wild caught. So if you want to go ahead and dive in a little bit further on some things that could be out there in your environments, feel free to read through that sheet just to kind of be aware of what are these toxins that could be in, some of the swaps that we've been talking about. So that's listed in there for you to read. And then my next topic that I'm excited to talk about is energetic cleansing. So think of like entering into a room that the vibes just don't feel good. Like maybe it just has like a heavy type of feeling, or um, maybe when you need to do a physical cleansing, it could be at the end of a long work day or at the end of a long week, maybe feeling that you just need a reset. This could be a good time to lean on one of these tips that we're going to talk about. But just any time where you feel you need to clean out the old and refresh for the new, you could try a few of these. So just want to share a few of my favorites. Number one would be aromatherapy. So one thing that I really love to do with my clients to get us both grounded before we embark on a coaching session would be leaning on aromatherapy. So maybe having an essential oil that's mixed with a carrier, put a few drops on your hands, bring it up to your nose and take a few deep breaths with your eyes closed. It's a great way to get back in touch with your energy and feel an energetic cleanse with your breath and with the scent. So that's one thing you could do. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths there. For your home with aromatherapy, you could try something called a simmer pot Or what came up in class, which would be great, is using the essential oils in a diffuser. But the simmer pot, you could make something uplifting, you could make something calming, and this is a great non-toxic alternative to something like a large fragrance candle. So what you'll need for this would be just simply a saucepan with water. You bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, you add in your ingredients and then go ahead and turn the heat down to simmer. So you can keep it on as long as you want, but remember you'll have to add more water in probably about every 30 minutes. And what I would like to do for that is like add an element of citrus. So maybe it's lemon, maybe it's orange, add an herbal or flower element. So maybe it is rosemary or lavender would be really good in there. And then you could experiment with spices too. So maybe doing the orange with the cinnamon stick. So kind of play around and see if that would be a good ways for you to have a aromatherapy kind of cleanse out the energy in your home. And then the next tip would be something I learned about through health coaching school I went to, IIN. It's called feng shui. So what this is an ancient art, Chinese art of arranging things, arranging objects, buildings, or space in your environment to achieve harmony. And what this is really about is the energy, or what feng shui would call it is qi, which also means like life force energy. Um, what the goal is with this is that it has a good flow so that the qi can flow through your home, flow through your mind, your body, with the art of placement. So 5 tips would be getting creative with incorporating nature photography or paintings of flowing water, because that flow would then be representative of abundance and flow. You could even do something like that, like right when you walk through the door. So that's like one of the first things that you see. Because another tip here would be first impressions are huge in feng shui, and when you enter your home, you want it to be a beautiful space. So make the entrance of your home very beautiful, inviting, and maybe have that water flow photography or picture your favorite. Another thing in feng shui is that your stove top actually represents abundance. So keeping it clean, I try to always keep mine clean because of this tip. And then using your burners equally. So kind of fun to, I know we all have a favorite burner, but thinking about using the equally kind of represents that there is a variety of opportunities and financial channels that are coming to you. And then the next step would be to choose a wooden bed frame. So if you're opting for like a metal bed frame that can attract electromagnetic fields from our cell phones, from technology, and that can affect our sleep cycle. So when you're thinking of your bedroom, you want to think of like natural tones, natural materials like the wooden bed frame. So just another tip. And then speaking of affecting your sleep, cell phones or electronics would be good to keep out of your bedroom. So you want to tune out, unplug, and set that aside outside of your bedroom. So you want to leave your bedroom for really sleeping. That would mean not bringing any work into your bedroom, not bringing any paperwork in there. So just 5 tips, but there's a lot more to feng shui. So if you want to learn more, there are podcasts out there. There's a book that I would recommend called Feng Shui Your Life. So you could look into that, maybe listen to it on audio, but just another way to energetically cleanse your home and have a good flow through your home. And then the last tip I have here with energetic cleansing would be plants. So, on a physical level of cleansing the home, plants are naturally air purifying. So, you can consider adding a house plant maybe to each room in your home, or maybe start with the living room area. So, some plants that are really great for purification would be like a spider plant. Peace lily is one of my favorites because they really let you know when they're thirsty. They kind of droop down, and then when you water them, they just pop right back up. So That one's one of my favorites, or a rubber tree. So that could be good. If keeping plants aren't your thing, you can also use plants to energetically cleanse your space. Dried plants, so they're already dried, and what you would do is use the dried herbs or plants to cleanse your space with a practice called smudging. So, smudging is something that indigenous peoples have done for many, many, many years. I grew up doing this. I grew up watching my family do this, and when you would go to smudge, you would use something like a white sage or a cedar or Palo Santo. I'm going to go grab one so I can show you what it looks like. Okay, so Palo Santo, it looks just like this. So you would just maybe light one end, blow out the fire, and then let the smoke do the smudging of your home or even of yourself. So you can use that and visualize just cleansing your energy. Or one of my personal favorites that I like to do at home would be using something like a sage. So you could pull off a little piece of it, or you could just kind of light the end, blow out the fire, and then go around your home that way. You could start at your door and maybe make um, a clockwise circle around your home and just let the smoke kind of smudge throughout and cleanse. And if you're going to go ahead and smudge your own energy, so a way to, if you're feeling kind of, let's say, like overwhelmed or feeling a little bit like you just need a reset, you could go ahead and smudge your own self. And when you do this, you would go ahead and start with your hands, just like you're washing your hands. And then you want to draw the smoke up to your head. I kind of like to waft it a little bit over my body, your ears, your mouth, and then throw it all the way down your body. And doing it in that way reminds us that we think good thoughts, we see good actions, we hear good sounds, we speak good words, and we show the good of who we are. So you can think that intention as you go ahead and do your cleansing with the smoke. And like I said, the white sage, the Palo Santo, sweetgrass, or cedar would all be great recommendations. And then so I hope you enjoyed those tips. There's lots of ways to energetically cleanse. Think of something like a Reiki or meditation. I think would be really great if you feel that you need a little bit of a boost in the mental cleansing. And then the last page of the document that you'll have is about reflection. So reflection in your home environment. I'm sure you all know, but your environment plays a huge role in your health and happiness, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's a place where we wake up every morning and surrounds us through the day. So we want to feel safe, comfortable, and that it empowers us to live a healthy and happy life. So, just how we are embarking on this journey of filling our body with healthy, delicious food to achieve optimal health, to light us up, I would like for us all to embark on creating that home that lights us up too. So in our environments, I would love to see you take some time to reflect on your environments and see how has it shifted for you. It's individual, the needs, so consider how it's maybe changed, what you like in your environment, describing your home environment in detail and see how does it make me feel. Think of your ideal home environment. Are there any actions that I could take now to make it a little bit more like my ideal environment? And then think about any toxins that you may have running through your mind. So this would go back to cleansing that mental environment. Ask yourself truly, what is my self-talk like? Can I focus on gratitude for myself, no matter what stage I am? And can you show kindness like you would a dear friend? So self-compassion, just like you would a friend that's maybe going through a little something. Definitely show yourself compassion as you're going through this cleanse because you're trying a new challenge. It's a lot of work to cleanse your body. Physically, it's work. So make sure that you're giving yourself grace and that you're showing yourself kindness. What would you say to a friend that was cleansing? Say that to yourself. And then I also would recommend using something called an affirmation. So take your goals in mind. So my goal of meal prepping, feeling energetic, you could kind of switch that into an affirmation. Say it to yourself, write it out, put it on a post-it note, put it on the back of your phone. One that I like and put here would be, I love and care for my body. My body loves and cares for me. But take some time to create your own affirmation and just think it so you believe it and feel it. Thoughts are very powerful. Um, but that's what I have for today about cleansing environments. I hope you enjoyed. I am thankful for you being here on this journey for you and with me and taking the time to watch this video. So I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Wednesday, we have the class 7 p.m. and we'll be talking about conscious cravings. So I'll be giving some tips how to work through cravings as a health coach. What would I recommend? And then we also have a special guest next week, Angie Sparts, who is a transformational life coach, and she'll be guiding us through emotional cleansing too. So I hope to see you next week. If you can't make it, I understand. But just know that my line is open to you to help you through this cleanse. So I know you can do it. You can feel the benefit and show yourself kindness.